Hello everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name is James and today we're doing another locomotive review. Today we're looking at the Farish Class 03 diesel shunter. And it's a rather nice, rather small diesel shunter. It looks rather nice in my opinion. So I'm just going to pop that out of the way here, just so I can do all the boring stuff. So first of all, the product code, which is in the focus, that'll do, is 371062. Class 03 diesel shunter, running number 03066 in BR blue. And that's pretty much off the box. Inside, you get the usual customer guarantee, which we won't ever read, so that can live there. You get the product information sheet, which has the exploder diagram on one side, so you can see how to put it all together. And on the other side, running in, curves, body removal, and lubrication. So all the usual stuff. And the only detail bits you get inside are just a few little bits of piping work, which you can variously put on the model somewhere, but I won't bother doing that because I never do that anyway. Anyway, let's check how heavy it is. I will mention it is mostly made out of metal because you can feel it's quite cold. So let's see how heavy it is. And it is exactly 33 grams. I'll pop you there. I'm going to suspect that was roughly how much my Class A4 weighed, because they are very similar classes. The main difference is, let me just get something to point with. The main difference is basically, I'm going to call this the nose, it's probably the engine compartment. There's a little ridge here on the A3, and on the A4 it's completely flat over. There's also a few other minor differences as well, but otherwise they're very, very similar engines. Especially in model form, because you don't get all the extra bits. But let's have a quick look at all the detail. It does have an end pocket at either end. Like I said, it's very heavy. It's I said the engine deck here is quite cold, so that is all metal. I'm suspecting the cab is plastic. Lots of separately fitted bits, and obviously I do like all the wasp striping front and back. We have also got cab window wipers, nearly forgot the word there, and also on the other side as well. You've got the horn, separately fitted. Tampering printing is clear and legible. Well, I can't quite read it because it's very, very small. Just make sure you can see that because it's quite small. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with all this. Has got a lot of, I want to say molded detail because that's part of the casting. So it has got a lot of casting detail here and also molded detail on the cab. It's not DCC ready, however, because this is the old one. I do know that they do have a new one, which does have a DCC decoder socket somehow. But this is the older one, so it doesn't have that. But you can wire it. And, from the look of the exploded diagram, you'd have to fit the wires on this end of the engine and then have the decoder in the cab, because that's the only empty space you've got. So I'm not looking forward to doing that. Yeah, I can just about see the motor from the underside. Screws there, and at the front here, a very nicely painted coupling rod. Let's see, back. Never know if that's the front or the back, but I'm going to call it the back anyway. Separately fitted again. Rod there, and another separately fitted rodding there. Lots of riveting as well. On the other side, again, separately fitted details here. I think these might be part of the casting. These are little blue cables here. They may be. They look quite attached, so they're very nicely painted if they are. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. And yeah, very nice model. Unfortunately, no interior detail, but not really much of an interior to have a look at. But it's a very big window and very clear look inside. However, since it's quite small and it's a bit dark, you can't really see much more. Then very top of the gear protection bit. So yeah. And under frame detail, there's not really much because you're not going to be seeing any of this. There's a few from the sides, but that's about it. And big, beefy buffers. Yeah, very nice model. Anyway, I'm going to put it on my turntable so you can get a better, closer view of it. I'll get my zoom in lens in so you can have a very nice close-up view. Then I'll tell you a bit more about the prototype, and then we can get onto the layout and see how well this 33-gram engine can pull. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. The British Rail Class 03 locomotive was, together with the similar Class 04, one of British Railway's most successful 060 diesel mechanical shunters. 230 were built at Doncaster and Swindon Works between 1957 and 1962. Like other shunters of this size, the Class 03 was built for light duties where a larger locomotive was not needed, especially for shunting at locomotive and carriage depots and as station pilots, or where larger or heavier locomotives could not be used. The reduction over time in the demand for shunting locomotives meant that they were progressively withdrawn from 1968 onwards, many being sold to private industry, including 3 that were exported to Belgium. However, some remained in service much longer, with 2 examples on the Isle of Wight lasting until 1993, with mainland examples gone by 1987. The engine is a Gardner 8-cylinder 4-stroke 8L3 engine of 204 horsepower connected to a Wilson Drury 5-speed 80-cycle gearbox with spiral bevel reverse and final drive unit. Drive is through a jackshaft mounted beneath the cab, driving the wheels through coupling rods. During their later life, some locomotives were fitted with dual brakes, featuring air and vacuum brakes. Despite the limited scope for the use of such a small locomotive on mainline passenger duties, there are a number of duties rostered to the class. During the early 1970s, Southern Region Class 03s worked Channel Island boat trains through the streets to the harbour along the Weymouth Quay tramway, displacing the last of the 1366 class pannier tanks. 56 members of the class survive in preservation, with the remainder being scrapped. Right, here we are with the 03 now on my layout, and I have got my test rake all set up, ready for it. And one thing to note is that, like I said, this is under DC, so it's not going to be quite the same under DCC, just to make sure that you do understand that. But yeah, it's a rather lovely little model. Anyway, let's check the slow speed, which is important for a shunting engine. That seems quite well. However, it does like to stall. However, that may just be... yeah, but that just might be my track. But that does seem quite nice. Yeah, there's a little bit of stall there. There we go. That's probably about the reasonable slow speed. Yeah. There we go. Anyway, let's give it a quick run round. I'm actually going to start it. Just getting things caught. Just going to start it from here, just so that that my frogs can power up quite well beforehand. Because, like I said, it's DC, and I'm using those latching relays. So, just want to make sure there's enough power going through them by the time the locomotive gets there. Yeah, that seems fine. Yeah, unfortunately, the small wheelbase, it can get a bit iffy with frogs, mainly on insular frogs. But these are electric frogs, but like I said, just make sure there is power, well, enough power going through them by the time the loco gets there. And yeah, it seems quite nice. I'm not going to do a second leap because yeah, the gearing's quite slow for this. It's got power, but it's a bit on the slow side. So I'm just going to pop you onto the outside track. And I have got my 8 Mark 1 coaches. Each one of these is 25 grams. And the Class A3 is 33 grams. So about, it's not, what was it? It's not 10 times, but it's definitely probably about 9 times its own weight. Rough working out. Anyway, let's see, make sure I don't get my arm caught. Let's see how well it couples up. There we go. That seemed quite happy. So slow speed. Yep, that seems perfectly fine. Give it a bit more speed. Now here comes the slight test because this is a slight incline. No traction tyres. Just a lot of weight for the small engine. Let's see if we come back out now. There we go. Yep, that seemed perfectly happy. Haven't got my signals on because, well, it's going the wrong way. So, and over the double slip. Yeah, that seems fine. Yeah. So despite the small wheelbase, but it is dragging about 9 times its own weight behind it, it seems perfectly happy. So yeah, that's the only thing which you really need to be careful about with these small locos, is just a small wheelbase. But as long as you've either got powered track or something to make sure that they don't have to spend too long on insulated, so that's been bothering me, on insulated points, it's not too bad. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Now the important question, how much for the engine? For the basic non-DCC version, I have some prices about £100, max probably 110, which is reasonable. For the DCC'd version, just to mention that it is probably the same mechanism inside, just a couple extra wires. That's been going around 120, 130 if you do want to get the DCC version, and same for the Class A4. I think the A4 has been DCC'd. I'm not entirely sure. It's the same mechanism anyway, so I don't see why they haven't DCC'd it. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's a very powerful little engine. This is all we ask for our little engines. And I have just noticed there is actually a coupling hook on the front here, or the back. And there is one on the other side. So a little bit of detail which I forgot to look at earlier. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. Do let me know what you think of this strong little engine. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Please tell me that you do like the wasp stripes at least. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, I'm just going to send it off on its way. So if you liked the video, feel free to like, favourite and subscribe. And if you didn't like the video, well, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And yeah, I'll see you again next time. And yeah. Take care now, and off it goes on its way. A bit slowly. It can probably pull a bit more than that. There we go. See you again next time. Bye bye.